Hello. Are you going to read another chapter with me? Tonight we're going to read all about John Adams. Who is he, you ask? Well, let's learn. John Adams. His nickname was Rotundity. Rotundity. I don't know. Something I can't pronounce clearly. His rotundity. What the heck is the rotundity? Now I'm going to have to look this up. Oh, do you know what a rotundity is? Let's look it up. I gotta stop and refer to my dictionary in the future. This is me in the past and in the future at the present. Where did I see that? Oh, R-O-T-U-N-D-I-T-Y. What does this? A condition or quality of roundness or plumpness as of an object or person. So he was a very roundy John Adams. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if he wore like those white tights or something that would, make him look like an egg. Humpty Dumpty, here he comes. You know that's what that. You ever seen them and they're like long johns? They look like a little an egg with legs and an arms coming out. A Humpty Dumpty. Okay. His roundidity is what? That was his nickname. His roundidity. Yes. His roundidity. What the hell? That must be a brotherhood thing. Anyway, let's go back over to our picture. Oh, I don't have a picture for for John Adams. They didn't have one, so you'll have me tonight. Which you'd be surprised because he's got like a tissue on his nose. Maybe I should have looked harder. Anyway, let me read about John Adams. Snuggle in. Are you ready? John Adams sighed, sobbed, and groaned, and sometimes screeched and screamed, and sometimes swore. Oh my. And that's how John Adams described himself. Others weren't so kind. That's how the great sounds like a very drama queen, doesn't he? The great unsung hero of the founding fathers, quote, his roundity, made a lot of enemies. Okay. He spoke bluntly and often. Oh, I have that problem. He had a bad temper. He hated politics and politicians. Oh, I'm also inflicted with that one too, John. He was often sad. No, he had huge doubts that America would even last as a country. He confused people. As a lawyer in colonial Boston, he defended British soldiers accused of murdering American colonists. Some colonists questioned his patriotism. But the way... None of these guys, do you hear what it said? He was defending British soldiers accused of murdering American colonists. So here he's a lawyer. So if you were British and you murdered some, poor peasant down the road, you are getting off. Okay. Anyway, some colonists were so far as to question his patriotism to America's patriotism, and he is a founding father. There's another one. Con man, con man, con man. Okay. I'll have to come up with a song or something. Every time we spot the con man, take a swig. You'll be drunk in well, I don't know how many days we're on now, but 13 days. Okay. What a dick. Okay. Some colonists questioned his patriotism, but the way Adams saw it, every citizen deserved a fair trial. That sounds very, as they say, tongue-in-cheek. He often took unpopular stands. As a member of the Continental Congress, he became one of the first founding fathers to call for American independence, originally an unpopular cause. As president, he continued taking on unpopular causes, such as keeping America out of a war with France. Many Americans were itching for a war. Then he went and passed the Alien and Sedition Acts, which made it a crime to speak out against him or the American government. Wow. Don't mind the helicopter landing in my yard. The alien. I mean, my house is shaking. Jesus, that was very low. The aliens are coming for me. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to say it again now. You were like a train and no one can hear me. As president, he was president. As president, he continued taking on unpopular causes, such as keeping America out of war with France. Many Americans were itching for a war. Scratch. Then he went and passed the Alien and Sedition Acts, which made it a crime to speak out against him or the American government. In a country where freedom of speech was always a precious right, this did not go over well. John Adams became the first president to lose a re-election. He had some shady ideas. This isn't it. Now I think we're like into, I don't know, 5 of them so far. And they all wrote this thing and they were all jerks. I'm waiting to find the one guy that doesn't sound like, take a drink, bottoms up, famous quotes. Great is the guilt of an unnecessary war, so make them necessary. What is it? No good war goes to waste. In politics, the middle way is a none at all. Facts are stubborn things, and whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or our dictates of our passions, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence. And he was 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed, and it says not skinny. He was not skinny. I think that's plump or juicy or something. I don't know what the terms are. His political leaning? Cranky. Give him a demi. Give him a happy. We call them happies in our house because that's what made the baby happy. Stop crying, Candy. Happy. We were going for a word that fit the outcome. He was cranky. I wonder why. I showed the picture too. He's like blowing his nose. I'll get it in one of the. I'll capture it for one of the videos as the whatever picture it is, whatever that's called. thumbnail. His jobs he held. Cranky Adams. He's cranky and he's cranky. He's not skinny and he's cranky. What else can I make fun of? Okay. He was a lawyer, a delegate to continental congresses, the U.S. ambassador to Holland, the U.S. ambassador to Great Britain, the first U.S. vice president, and then our second U.S. president. He served 0 years in the military. His education, Harvard University. Language mastered, English, Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and French. His stance on France, not a fan. His hobbies, gardening, reading, letter writing, political philosophizing. His wealth, $70 million. His nickname, his rotundity. That's hard to say. Who's saying that? Who would want to even say that? What a stupid name they've named that fat egg guy out there. Rodentity. They did that on purpose, so we peasants can't make fun of them because we can't say them fancy words. Rodentity. I'm calling him Humpty Dumpty. Okay. His political party, the Federalist. Main residence, Quincy, Massachusetts. Land owned, 40 acres. Dogs owned, 2. How many human slaves did he own? None. Position on slavery, he was opposed. Religious faith, a devout Unitarian. That one. Achievements. Main author of Massachusetts Constitution, the oldest written constitution still in use. Nominated George Washington as Commander-in-Chief of Continental Army. The loudest promoter of Declaration of Independence. As president, he averted full-blown war with France. And as president, he passed an act for the relief of sick and disabled seamen, the first U.S. Healthcare Act. His opinion on the Boston Tea Party? Throw him in the lake. Throw him in the what was that? The bay, the sea. 2 thumbs up he gave it. And I found this interesting. He was born on October 30th of 1735, and he also died on July 4th, 1826, just like his friend Thomas Jefferson. There could be a conspiracy here. So John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on the same day of the same year. And that is all about sneezy, sighy, sobby, cry, groany, moany, screechy, and sometimes swore, said naughty words. God damn it! And slapped his hand on the table. Oh, John, keep your temper low. We're in the club. It's a sacred place. Calm yourself, boy. Anyway. Good night, all my imaginary friends. And, you can climb back up in my sleepy time tree tomorrow. And we'll read all about James Madison. Find out what kind of a dirtbag he was. Doesn't that sound like fun?